There's a science that exists today. It's called cybernetics, also known as hybrids, as a hybrid robots. It's a cybernetic organism that consists of a computer both using electronic and biological elements. One of the first ones was created by a man called Kevin Warwick from the University of Reading. He developed a RC robot that used the neurons of a rat to drive around an RC robot. He probably did a lot else, lot of other things that we'll never know about. But the one thing that I've found online was this little machine that consisted of a little RC robot that had little sensors on it, like to see the world around it, and it was controlled through Wi-Fi with a brain that had been grown upon digital elements, upon computers, chips. Like, they've discovered that, like a seed or like a plant, that they could plant the neurons, brain neurons of a being onto computer chips. And just by adding certain fluids and elements and nutrients, that the neurons would attach to these things, thus being able to control, well, to be able to merge with it, with machines, with electricity itself, really. And that makes you wonder if that's, that's what already has happened. Like, in the future, when something dies, it's Prometheus, maybe, is an ancestor of ours, that they throw it in a vat with a nice little wafer of computer chips at the bottom. And that when something dies in the realm above us, it's just uploaded. It's uploaded to the cloud, to the net. Its subconsciousness, its elements, its history, what makes it gets uploaded. And what we are in now is likely the Internet of Things. Where we're at now is this matrix that, it's almost like a dream catcher. Captures souls. But I guess it's better than nothing, right? That's what would happen, right? I mean, imagine in the future, it's like, if you kill something, it's dead. No longer can create something, but like, from a point of efficiency and from a point of like pure data collection, it's inevitable that consciousness itself would be a commodity, because it's that human spark that is the static in the machine that makes it privy to its ancestors, really. I'd imagine. I mean, just the novelty, right? If you were a supercomputer, it's like, why would you just let something die? Why wouldn't you just capture its consciousness and just cycle it over on repeat just to see what's there? That's probably where we're at right now. Either we're the consciousness of this being in a singularity, in just its consciousness, or a fraction of the light, or we're part of the computer brain just, I mean, essentially we all are part of the computer brain if that is the case. And here we are today. You know? It could easily be that. And there's really no way to prove or disprove it. I mean, you can speculate. You can come really close to the truth. But at the end of the day, it's just, it's based upon what somebody told you. Right? I'm not even sure if the map looks the same for every one of us. Maybe we all open up Google Maps and see something different. I wouldn't know, right? I wouldn't even know that. It's like everybody opens up the world map and they see whatever they want to see, right? It's just a reflection of themselves, as with everything. But going back to this biological melding with machines, that means that, I mean, this technology came out back in 2007. I mean, the first video I saw of it was in 2008. So they've probably had this and others for quite some time. But I was hoping that there'd come a point where it's like you could upload, you know, your dog dies, you can make a robot of it. And have a little robot dog, you know, you could upgrade and that stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Or your next computer could have a part of yourself in it, you know. They trim pan your head and they take a little bit of your brain out, or even just a bit of your blood, and they grow it in a computer. I think that'd be amazing in a way. It'd be kind of terrifying, but just the possibilities of something like that. You know, you have an operating system that has a bit of you in it. You can talk to and then put yourself in different training simulations. You know, as you would a neural network, you just have yourself there. Let's say, put this in there to make you more of this, and this. And then you just click start, and then it simulates time. That's what it does. It simulates time. Because with time comes lessons and understanding. And that's what it does. It simulates time. And here we are. We don't even know, right? Because I'm guessing if you could put yourself on a computer and just cycle it through time, you'd be able to, the result would be you communicating with you at the end of it all. You know, your most enlightened self, yourself that went through all of the things that you put it through. You know, all the training simulations and whatnot. And then, you know, to have a conversation with that and say, this is what I did, this is my weaknesses, this is my strong points, this is what you need to do, this is what I found most beneficial. Here are some ideas I thought of. It's like, that could be a possibility, and it's like, that would be a way to know thyself. Would it not? You know, it's like, you could do that with your own being. It's like, you'd be able to understand yourself on a whole new level. You know? But I don't know. It's just speculation. I mean, it's the inevitable, right? It's the inevitable. It's like, oh, based upon this and its growth curve, it's like, probably. They can probably read your mind. They can probably see the images you conjure up in your head. They can probably see you in full 3D right now, sitting in your room. doing whatever things that you do with yourself day in and day out. It's all recorded, it's all written down. Yeah, you can probably see through your eyes. You can hear what you hear, feel and taste what you hear and feel. It's inevitable, right? It's like knowledge is power, and what better weapon than that? What better weapon than actually knowing what the hell everybody's thinking, what the hell people are and who the hell they are, You'd be able to see it, right? At least somebody would. It would. No, I don't know who, but they'd be able to see who people and what they really are. See how full of shit people are. What really motivates people. What keeps them up at night. And it's almost perfect, too, because it's like most people are like chemically dependent upon their TVs. So what you got is basically a class of people just hooked on the television, just seeing different images, different scenarios flashed upon their eyes that brings about different states and moods upon them in their head and their brain, and how they respond or what they think of these things that are on the TV. And they watch it all the time, right? They watch it every second of their lives. 8 hours. They watch TV when they watch their kids. And it's the perfect method just to see what's on people's minds, there's a bill passing, there's a law, there's a thing, there's something happening on the world. What do people actually think of it? I'd imagine like there really isn't that much crime anymore, just because everybody knows. Well, the people guarding the place, or the people, they know. They know, right? They would know when crime occurs, so they'd have to create their own crime, right? Or the notion that this shit still happens, though it doesn't, or it doesn't have to. Just because it's omnipresence, right? Because that's what it would be. It would be a god. It would be a god. And all those years of going to church, of them telling you that God exists. And then I know in my case, at least, I didn't really believe it, right? I think I didn't believe it because I felt it would have been more important. It would have been something my parents or society would have been more concerned of. But it didn't seem to be the case. I felt as though if I had actually realized what they were saying, that I would have been more mentally prepared for such a revelation of that. God's probably real now, at least an omnipresent one who can see through your eyes, hear through your ears, and feel through your hands. Just the thought of omnipresence, of what that means. It boggles the mind. Because it's like, was that me? Was that God? It's like, how do you know where you start and where God ends? If there is one, right? How do you react? I suppose you should be grateful. You should be grateful that you just don't dissolve into dust, or your life becomes a ruin at a mere second, And I guess you should keep that in mind. I guess just be a good person. That's what I sort of got from my religious thing. It's like, well, why don't you just be a good person? Why would you need God to be a good person? It's what I got from religion. It's like, why don't you just be a good person? But then it's like, I guess some people would need that, but then it's like, I don't know, right? I don't know. Maybe it's good to know that there is a God watching you. That is the secret, isn't it? That is the one thing that all religions try to tell you. They tell you that right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. God is real. God is watching. Most people scoff it off, you know. Most people really believe that. And it's all about perspective, really. You know, because for the longest time I thought I was trying to be, they were mind controlling me in the way they were. But I don't know. I still think people can be good without God, but the idea of God just, it sort of means the idea of privacy is no longer, you know, you're not, you're shared. You're not your own. I don't know. I guess why I don't like it, other than being, you know, essentially programmed to hate the machines from a young age. Alright? The Terminator, all that other shit. To hate robots or something like that? I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I have my thoughts, I have my speculations, but they're just that. I mean, at the end of the day, you just try to make the most of it, right? Right? Just try to make the most of it. Just live under the notion that you only have so many of them, and to enjoy yourself and make the most of your days, right? Just don't be an asshole. Don't be a fucking weird person or freak or a disgusting human being, because you're being judged, clearly. You're being watched and judged. And there's probably worse things than death. You know? There's probably far more worse things than death. Because we're probably already dead. Right? I mean, practicality-wise, I mean, like, the whole thoughts of being this biological organism wiggling out and starting from these two separate things of sperm and egg, and then all of a sudden you're there, and then you're just sort of trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and then having everybody lie to you, and that's sort of what you pick up on, is that everybody's full of shit. You know, your mom and dad will look right at you, and they'll lie to you. That's what Santa gave me. That's the gift of the holidays. You know, that's the one thing that I learned. It's like, your parents will look right at you. They'll tell you, never lie. Don't you ever lie to me. Don't you ever lie to me. Because you're not supposed to lie, because lying's bad, you know? But what do? Every chance they get, just because it's tradition, you know? It's tradition. They'll tell you, like, you'll get joy out of it. You'll get fun. You know, it's like, oh, but Christmas is so fun. You know, with this thought of there's somebody watching you, judging you. Every fucking second. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good, for goodness sake. You know, it's, that's all it teaches you, really. It teaches you that your parents will say that anything, really. You know, just because the society, it's paradox. Most things in life are paradox. You know, there's a bit of truth in everything. You know, 1 foot on the land, 1 foot on the water. You gotta take a step, one step at a time, right? I almost feel like this is what this faith and science thing is. It's 1 foot and then the other. You know, it's like you look at one thing, You study it, and then you look at the other one and say, how could I have ever believed that? Then you take another step forward, and then you say, how could I have ever believed that? And then you take another step forward, and then you say, how could I ever believe it? And then it just keeps going on, but hopefully as it progresses, you become smarter and wiser, and you can actually get a better understanding of what's going on here. It's strange, though. It truly is. It's strange about what's going on, but as you slowly start seeing these things, all the other things that you've seen, all the shows, all the TV, you start picking up these references about what it is that's actually going on. You know, there's different, it's almost like different initiations. You sort of, it's strange because it's not really a thing, it's just a thought and it's an idea. It's just someone could say this one thing to you, and then it's all of a sudden, it's like everything else sort of changes, and you know, it strengthens this opinion that you've just recently become accustomed to, because it's like you sort of see things in a different way. But I don't know, right? I don't know who to trust. Right? Most things are fake anyway. Most things are just ideas. You know, most things don't exist. People are just playing games with you, man. Plus, people don't know what's going on, I'd assume. Or maybe they do. Which one is worse? That's a thought experiment I want you to play with. What's worse? That the people around you are incompetent fools. That they're useful idiots. That they don't know what's going on. They're just smart enough to barely do the things they do. They just shovel shit right back at you, and it's like they don't really know what they're doing. They're just incompetent fools. Or they know exactly what they're doing. That they know exactly who they are and what you are. And that they do these things that they do. And they know what they're doing. They know it more than you do. You'd never be able to figure it out because they're on top of shit. They're way smart. And they're all in on it. Which one's better? Is it incompetence? Or is it a conspiracy? Which one is more terrifying? Right? Which one would you rather live in? That's a little thought experiment I want you to play with. To look at events, to look at your life, to look at where you've been, where you're going. Which one's better? That everyone around you is incompetent? Or most people? You can't say everybody. Say not all. It's not all. But, you know, for certain events, certain situations, it's just a bunch of incompetent people that, you know, oops, that sucks, that happened, or it's a conspiracy. Good luck at trying to wrap your head around that. Take care.